This is Kevin Hart, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's. And one of the players we'll focus on here, Pau Gasol, guys.
Well, great length and skill for Gasol, guys. People forget he's one of the best post scorers in the game. A little underrated, if that's possible. He can finish with either hand, great footwork. He can score on the block. He can face you up and knock down a jump shot. To me, he's the most skilled big man in the game right now.
And Steve, you talk about his skill level, his passing and vision for a big guy. Really unique and special. Whether on the high post or low post, he does an excellent job finding his teammates for hoops.
Earlier this season, it was Chicago coming away with the loss in this matchup against the Brooklyn Nets.
I thought overall, Kevin, it was mostly the defensive effort that hurt them. Just no energy, no purpose.
Steve, I thought they were late on their rotations. They didn't really communicate well, and as a result, they paid for it.
Wow, what a throwdown. Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary, partner.
Oh, you know it. The guy can climb the ladder, can't he?
Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a loss to Cleveland.
You know, that was one of the worst efforts you'll see from them, guys. Even though they were playing against a better team, it shouldn't have been that bad.
And Steve, even against a mediocre team, that performance wouldn't have been good enough. But you play that way against a good team, and you'll really get blasted.
This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is over there.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Come on, Kevin. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force.
The Nets brought in a lot of talent before last season, and even though they had the big-name stars starting, they were actually a very deep team.
Yo, watch Noah. He's against Garnett. 5 to shoot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Guys, as you said, the Nets stars got a lot of the attention, but they would go to the bench often, and Steve, it would pay off for them.
Well, they were second in bench minutes played last year and also top 5 in points off the bench. So this was a deep roster, and it really came through for them.
Gasol, a screen on Williams. Rose kicks to Gasol. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
So a pick was set at the perfect angle on the floor, and he used it nicely.
That's a play we may see from them a few more times.
Why not? I mean, when it works, you go back to it. Make them stop you.
He kicks it to Williams. Will it go? Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
Well, we'll see if that shot breaks things open a little bit. It's been a slow start.
Hopefully that gets them on the right track here, Steve.
Rose with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. Good on the shot.
Now they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Lionel Hollins. One player he doesn't want to overlook is Pau Gasol. He said Pau has that hook shot that is nearly impossible to guard, and that most of their defense on Pau will be centered around denying him the ball and forcing him to catch it away from the basket. We'll see if they can execute that plan, guys.
And thank you for that, Doris. Noah with a screen for Rose. It's deflected and stolen by Darren Williams. Gives him the lead pass. Here's Johnson. Oh, that's blocked. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at the Bulls. Here in the early part of the season, they've acquired the 3rd best record in the conference. And checking out Brooklyn, 6.5 games behind them.
Seeing where the Bulls are, they've been outstanding so far this season. And of course, we knew what a great team they have, but that doesn't make it any less impressive. They've really gotten everybody's attention.
Yeah, they're one of the teams that I look forward to watching as a broadcaster. Great talent, but it's the way they play together that's so appealing.
Pass to Lopez. Mike Dunleavy is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
For a long time now, the Western Conference has been the deeper conference, as the top 5 or 6 teams have legitimate title hopes. But last year for the East, it was especially down. It was really viewed as a 2-team conference.
Lopez against Noah. Lopez, no luck.
That's a bad shot. He's not a good three-point shooter anyway, and that was just too deep.
I'm with you on that, Steve. Which one of us should break it to him?
And Dunleavy gets it to go in. The two teams out east that people were talking about, of course, were the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers, but it was so bad where teams out west were joking, Clark, about how they could get moved to the Eastern Conference because they'd fare better.
Well, yeah, the Blazers media team joked about that at the expense of the Eastern Conference, but they did have a bit of a point. A lot of very good teams out west, no denying that, who didn't make the playoffs. Could have not only been playoff teams in the East, but maybe would have been able to grab a home court advantage. I think the Suns at 48 wins would have possibly been a top 4 seed in the East.
The Nets making a switch here. Here is Williams. He really had an off game against the Cavaliers. Never got into his rhythm. Johnson attacking.
Yeah, terrific one-on-one score. Able to break down defenders and make something out of nothing.
Yeah, it's really a nice blend of balance and creativity. Puts you on your heels, stops on a dime, and he can drain it on you before you recover. And often you can learn more about a team when they are unhealthy versus when they're at full strength. And last year I thought the Bulls showed they are not and have never been a one-man show. It's all about everybody contributing for them.
McDermott's checked in for the Bulls. Heinrich kicks to Butler. McDermott back to Butler. Feeds to Heinrich. Mirotic guarded by Kirilenko. And there's Mirotic on the assist by Heinrich.
They've built a big lead here early.
Both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
As you said with the Bulls, there was a tendency to think that they were just Derrick Rose and 4 others. But top to bottom, this team has guys that can play.
Chicago leading by 9. 1:58 left in the first quarter. Kicks to Mirotic for 3. Plumlee with the rebound. With Rose out last year, Clark, as you said, the guys who are mostly role players showed what they can do.
Well, they're really unselfish at both ends of the floor, and that shows. I mean, they give great effort, they trust each other, they play together, and they always play hard, and they finish games strong, which I think is a credit to them and the coaching staff.
Andre Bluch, he's checked in for Brooklyn. The kick out to Jack. Here's the 3. No luck. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. And moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, it was tough to see that one coming, really, because I thought that was a game they were going to win. The final score really caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, but I think they really tightened up at the end, Steve. I think they were trying too hard to avoid the upset instead of focusing on going after the win.
McDermott passes to Gibson, and that one's good.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
And Jack kicks over to Bluch. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Off with the layup. McDermott dishes to Mirotic. Sinks the triple. Mirotic has got 5.
And that's what's built them this early lead. Deadly shooting from behind the arc.
Yeah, the D better start getting out there on them, Steve, and soon.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Jack. Pass to Bogdanovich. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick 3 of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
Get there.
And here's Heinrich. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. He dishes it to Snell. Gibson inside. Watch with the steal. Here's Bogdanovich. No good. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the score.
Coming up next Monday, December 15th. Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trail Blazers. Make sure to catch it.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And they're also showing some muscle here in the first half, finding a lot of points in the paint area.
Taj Gibson is out there with Tony Snell. Then there's Heinrich. Then it's Brooks. And it's Bairstow in at the 5, patrolling the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. The Bulls leading by 9. Steve Jarrett, Jack, after a season with the Warriors that saw him come in third in voting for Sixth Man of the Year, struggling mightily in year 1 of his contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, all around, probably the worst season of his career. You look at the shooting efficiency below the league average for the first time ever for Jack. But sometimes when you make a move to a new team, the different surroundings, the different teammates, it doesn't work out as well as you'd hoped.
Gibson with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Takes the lead pass. Brooks misses.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Pau Gasol made a big move this summer to join the Chicago Bulls. He was courted by a number of teams, but went with his instinct. He sees the Bulls as a team that can compete for a title, saying without a doubt it is one of the championship favorites in the East alongside Cleveland. We'll see how far they go, guys.
While we can, let's have a peek at the league's top foul shooting teams over the course of the last month. The Bulls in second.
Kevin, I'm absolutely amazed. I mean, their production at the line has been spectacular. I mean, it's been unbelievable. Well done by these guys of late. And for Jack last season, his assists fell too. Traded away by the Cavs to free up cap space. He's excited about his new surroundings and looking to rebound from last season.
Heinrich passes to Gasol. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And Jack, with 2 years left on his deal, a team option for a third, now in his 30s. I expect him to bounce back. He's too good a player to continue to struggle like he did last season.
Well, I agree. Not only is he a good player, he's a quality guy, too.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Kirk Heinrich. Here's Teague. Hits the jump hook. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Now here's Rose. He's coming off a 13-point game against Golden State. Offside Gasol. Just 5 to shoot. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Garnett. Nets trailed by 11. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That is his first foul of the game. Timeout called the Nets. The Nets were poised, Steve, to make a run at things last year, but when you lose someone like Brook Lopez in the middle who meant so much and a lot of the offense was going through him like they did, you know, that gets very, very difficult.
Yeah, especially the way Brook was playing. But the Nets adapted to life without Brook. They played smaller, and they really developed an effective offense and found success later in the year without Brook Lopez.
And the Nets with possession here. 11-point game. Here's Teague. He feeds it to Lopez. A rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area they can't afford to get lazy with.
You know, I think the effort's been there, Steve, but they're still getting outworked just by a skosh.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul. Deron Williams is checked in for the Nets. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. There's the dish to Teletovic. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Bulls leading by 13. And it's Rose penetrating. Here's Gasol. Brooklyn with the rebound. Here's Bogdanovich, averaging 6 points per contest. Noah with the block. Williams again throws. Back to Brooks. Takes a three. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Williams kicks to Lopez. Back to Williams. Dishes it to Teletovic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bogdanovich 11 feet away, and he gets it to go. Bogdanovich has got 6 points.
My, he is so adept at finishing in the low post. Right here, over these last 10 games on the Bulls schedule, Kevin, this is how they stack up. First in blocks, second in assists, and they're number 2 in steals. A very aggressive team in going after the ball.
And to me, what jumps out is the blocks, because they're an intimidating team. They really control the paint. They like to physically dominate their opponent. And when they do that and they get a lot of block shots, obviously it gives their defense a ton of confidence. Derrick Rose, the 2011 MVP, but major injuries to his knees have cost him most of the last 2 seasons. Only time will tell if he's able to reclaim that elite status in the NBA.
And the basket good. Bogdanovich has got 6 points in the quarter.
So it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's got it going now.
Gasol, a screen on Williams, and it's Rose penetrating. And stolen by Darren Williams. Teletovic dishes to Lopez. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Tough matchup there defensively. He just doesn't have the height or the length to bother that shot.
And you recall Derrick Rose had some knee issues at Memphis as well.
Yeah, nothing nearly as serious as what he's encountered recently. But hey, he's only 26. Even if he doesn't win another MVP, I think he's still got a good chance to be an impact player, a high-level impact player, even an all-star going forward.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for the Nets. Alan Anderson comes in for Mirza Teletovic. Gibson backs in. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Gibson's got his 2nd basket of the game.
Oh, he got him. Gorgeous reverse.
Plumlee sets the pick for Williams. Anderson passes to Williams. Some room here for Lopez. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Boy, they really started to come on here in the second.
Playing much better here, guys. And it looks like they're starting to make up some ground. We'll see if that can continue.
And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau worked with Clippers coach Doc Rivers in Boston for many years, and they remain close friends, often sharing notes. Rivers said of Thibodeau, he's the best mind I've ever been around. People keep expecting them to fall, but he holds them together. It's his system, but it's more just his way. He simply doesn't relent, Kevin.
He makes his players believe, Doris. That's something they both share in common. Thank you.
And the rebounding numbers don't actually tell the whole story. I mean, they're barely ahead in that category, but when they've needed them, they've gotten them. They've really battled hard.
It's their work on the glass, Steve, that's prevented any kind of momentum swing.
58 seconds left here in the second. Backing down is Rose. And the pass to Mirotic. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got assist number 8 here in this one already. Nets trailed by 14. Johnson outside. Back to Williams. Passes it to Kirilenko. The feed to Plumlee. And down it goes, jamming that one home. They'd love to get more of those, the easiest 2-point spots. And on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D. And I'd be surprised if the defense allows any more free runs to the hoop like that.
Chicago making a switch here. Heinrich's checked in. The Nets have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%.
I got him.
Johnson kicks to Williams. Back to Johnson. Inside, Plumlee makes it off the glass. Plumlee's got 6.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And arguably no greater sporting legend in Chicago history than Hall of Famer Michael Jordan as we see the statue erected in his honor. Nets trail by 10.
The Chicago Bulls consistently one of the best defensive teams in basketball. Coach Tom Thibodeau is an innovator on that side of the floor and great motivator as well. He's done an amazing job.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Nets. Down low, Kevin Garnett and Brooke Wilkins. Deron Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. And it's Anderson in at the 3 spot. Bulls center Joakim Noah, winning Defensive Player of the Year last season. Well-deserved. A big factor for him inside.
And, you know, Kevin, you can make a case with the talent they have, arguably being the premier defensive front line in the NBA.
Agreed.
Well, a tough shooting slump for Jimmy Butler last season. Some injuries took him out of rhythm. He was asked to play a bigger role offensively after Luol Deng was traded. Still, he's become one of the premier defensive players in the league. Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official.
For Brooklyn, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And over the course of the season, guys, they've shot a very respectable 78% from the line.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
Dunleavy, defended by Anderson. Butler dishes DeRose. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. And Jimmy Butler, a fan favorite in Chicago, taken with the 30th pick back in 2011. And he really is a tenacious defender.
Yeah, he's a tough-minded, scrappy player. I mean, you hear about his tough upbringing. It's easy to see why he approaches the game with that fearlessness and determination that he plays with.
The free throw drops for Rose. Well, you talk about the financial commitment by the Brooklyn Nets. Last year's starting line was the highest paid in NBA history.
Well, to a man, they all made well over $10 million, Kevin. I mean, Joe Johnson was over $20 million, and boy, that's a lot of cheese to be coughing up to those guys, but it is what it is.
And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Johnson outside. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. They get Pau Gasol.
And for the around 26 non-luxury tax teams in the NBA, they might want to write up a nice thank you card to the Nets, considering that the Nets paid about $88 million in tax. That's the highest in league history. A good chunk of that change goes to those other teams.
Back to Rose. Into Noah. 6 feet out. He passes to Dunleavy. Outside Butler. Rose goes in. He kicks to Gasol. And there's a nice one-handed slam. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
He hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
But even as expensive as the Brooklyn roster has been, the Nets are still enjoying a huge boost in franchise value since moving to Brooklyn. 2 years ago, the team was valued at $357 million or thereabouts. I wonder where these valuation numbers came from. But anyway, last year that number was at $780 million. That's not a bad return in just a couple of years. It almost sounds like play money.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. A quick look now at some big men that have been rock solid over the past 10 games. The top shooting centers and power forwards in the NBA. Fifth is Pau Gasol.
And you look at that list, most of the guys there have that unique combination of power and finesse. A very physical presence with an equally soft touch.
And that kind of combo blend is what can turn a good offensive big man into a great one, fellas.
Rose passes to Noah. Just 4 to shoot. Butler kicks to Rose. Cannot hit.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
Johnson attacking. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
And they get one to go now after missing their first 3 shots. Maybe this will kick them into gear.
Backing down is Rose. From down in the low post, it goes. Rose has got 11 points.
Well, the number one priority for a defense when you face this guy is to keep him getting anywhere from the basket because he's just so strong as a finisher.
You know, one of his other qualities, Steve, is how quickly he starts to break. I mean, he doesn't need numbers either. He can be a coast-to-coast, rack-to-rack guy all by himself.
Pass to Dunleavy, the 17-footer. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. He's got 8.
Has pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, you remember when Darren Williams first got to the Nets, it was kind of a bare cupboard on that roster. And now a totally different story. He doesn't have to carry this team because he has so much more help.
And, you know, Darren Williams' usage rate has fallen off quite dramatically over the last 3 seasons. There's not nearly as much asked of him offensively, and I think that sits well with Darren Williams at this point in his career.
Anderson with the ball. Butler covering. Knocked away. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
You know, the last few weeks, you see how Brooklyn stacks up here. First in three-point shooting. 5th in fewest turnovers per game. And they are in the top third of the league in assists. With the quality of players they have, you thought they might be better there, but not bad.
And you look at those numbers, and what obviously stands out is first in the league in three-point shooting. That's amazing. They've just done a nice job of spacing the floor, getting good looks for their shooters out there, and really passing the ball unselfishly.
Rose attacking. Left side Rose. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Rose has got 7 points here in this quarter. And Darren Williams struggling with ankle issues over the last handful of seasons, Steve. Cortisone shots, platelet shots, he had it all.
Yeah, the Nets hoping if they can reduce that load on him, that finally the ankle troubles will be a thing of the past. But we'll see. He's getting to that age where it may be a chronic thing.
Watch with it. Butler covering. And here's Johnson outside. Tries again. And Garnett puts it in.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
And it's Rose penetrating. Left side Rose. Here's Snell. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got assist number 11 for him here tonight. Timeout called the Nets.
Well, what was supposed to be the triumphant return for Derrick Rose a year ago quickly turned into another nightmare season. Finally returning from that torn ACL in the 2012 playoffs, he managed only 10 games before tearing the meniscus in his other knee. Just devastating. We obviously hope that Rose can come back and put in a full season.
Well, you take a look at Rose, who was extremely patient in trying to get back to being on the court, and then he fell victim to another devastating knee injury. Terrific blow for him personally and certainly for the team and the city. But fortunately, the surgery did manage to keep all of his meniscus, which provides a better prognosis as we move forward.
Brook Lopez is checked in for Kevin Garnett. Anderson dishes to Lopez. Rejected by Gasol. Rose attacking. Noah goes up high for the two-handed dunk. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Bulls.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
And Steve, now for Derrick Rose. How will his game adapt to having surgery now on both knees?
Well, he might not be quite as explosive, and maybe that's a good thing if his breakneck style was too much for his joints. But, you know, the mental side of it, that's what I look at. I mean, after missing basically 2 whole seasons, how is he going to bounce back?
And Lopez throws it down.
You know, we didn't see too many plays like that when they were digging this hole for themselves.
No, maybe they'll start making up for it now.
It's all about effort and energy and anticipation, and they're finally getting some of that.
And it's...
Oh, how about that basketball, man? Wow.
Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Might as well flaunt it if you've got it, Clark.
The shot's good from Lopez.
You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
Rose attacking. Rebounded by the Nets. Watch has got his 4th rebound in this one. They host the 76ers after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
Man, I'll be anxious to see what ends up happening with that 76ers game. Should be a good one.
Johnson for 3, and he gets the bucket. Johnson's got 7 points here in this quarter. Chicago leading by 12. Now Rose, 15 points in the game. Noah with a screen on Williams. Rose attacking. And yes, sir, that one drops. And it's 8 points for Joakim Noah.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy do. Very, very well done.
And here at the end of the...
Coming up next Tuesday, December 6th.
And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know.
Bulls were expected to play a role in free agency this past summer with all the cap room they had. A lot of options in terms of which way they could have gone.
D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Garnett with the block. Nets trailed by 14. Shaq with it. Noah picks him up. Garnett with the screen for Jack. Back to Garnett. Feeds to Johnson. The Nets working the ball around now. They get the rebound. Lopez, no luck. The Bulls leading by 14. Outside Rose. Gasol, a screen on Johnson. Rose passes to Gasol. Noah kicks to Butler. And Noah backs down. And that one's good. Noah's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for Chicago.
That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
And Anderson kicks to Lopez. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
The Bulls shooting and offensive execution has been beyond great there. 63% from the floor in this game. Back to Rose. Right side Rose. Kicks it to Butler. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And the Bulls lead by 16.
You know, his shot's been pretty accurate today, but he has not had his usual share of opportunities.
Outside Jack. Back to Lopez. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, Kevin. Tom Thibodeau had some words for his team in that last huddle. Despite the deficit, he told his guys, "I've got confidence in you. We've had our backs against the wall before. You know what we need to do." Kevin, can they retake the lead?
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Chicago with the ball. 17 points was their biggest margin. The kick outside to Butler. Pass to Mirotic. Lets it go. Hits the close-range jumper.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Tipped away. Williams kicks to Garnett, and he gets it to go. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Mirotic. No good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. And it's Johnson penetrating. Blocked. Butler kicks to Mirotic. Plumlee with the rebound.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Garnett with the screen for Johnson. Here's Williams. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. That's 7 points for Darren Williams.
The soft finger roll is just one of the many finishing moves he has in his bag of shot making.
And that one's good by Butler.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
Williams against Heinrich. And here's Johnson outside. And it's Johnson again missing. The Bulls leading by 15. Here's Mirotic. That's good.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Nets have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9.
Come on, box him out, man.
Plumlee dishes to Garnett. He feeds it to Plumlee. Johnson kicks to Anderson. And it's blocked. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. Dunleavy with the ball.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
The numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
Some changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Mirotic. Saul comes in for Taj Gibson. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Kurt Heinrich. Outside Williams.
Well, it started a few years ago, and it looks like it's a trend that is here to stay. Sleeve jerseys, once again, making their presence felt in the NBA. I got to admit, I don't see the appeal for players. I never like to shoot with a sleeved shirt on. It kind of tugs at your arm, but it sells, and that's the big thing for the league.
Rose kicks to Butler. Noah, the pass to Gasol. Shot's good. And Brooklyn has possession. Williams kicks to Johnson. He dishes it to Anderson. Back to Johnson. Now the pass to Williams. A finger roll finish at the bucket. Williams has got 4 points now in the quarter. Well, as Steve was talking about, the sleeves might bother some, others not so much, but with last year and the All-Star teams using them as well as the Christmas games, Clark, it is the de facto special edition jersey now, it seems.
And, you know, it's good for some casual fans who want to support their teams without running around winter wearing a tank top.
Like you and I are doing right now. Rose kicks to Butler. Back to Rose.
Who's watching it?
Dunleavy dishes to Rose. They get it back. Passes to Dunleavy. Another shot. Misses off the right iron.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Chicago leading by 18. 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Noah. Great D that time from Johnson.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. Defense offers just a little bit of resistance. He doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.
Who knows? Maybe he just wanted to take a break for a minute.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Andre Bloch, he's checked in for Garnett. Karolinko comes in for Allen Anderson. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Joe Johnson.
Boy, I'm surprised he took that shot. He was at a huge size disadvantage in that matchup, but boy, great job to bury it.
Mirotic gets the bucket.
Now they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
A very solid performance in a lot of areas for them.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock.
Watch that.
Teague against Heinrich. Shot is no good.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Rose goes in. Here's McDermott. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sound.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly.
Wait till you're announced. We've not yet lost.